So today marks the beginning of 60 days of activism, but in a disturbing incident, a grade 12 pupil in Umlazi was hospitalised after being assaulted by fellow pupils. Our reporter Nqobile Madlala is looking at the story and joins us now with the very latest. Nqobile, what a disturbing story. Do we have any further facts around what exactly happened?
Well, besides the fact that, Mfundo, it was one thing that the Premier decided that she was going to handle herself, that's the first thing that we understand. But we also know that the student at the moment is currently in hospital. There seems to be quite a lot that they're still investigating. But where we are standing, Mfundo, is that we understand that also her family is going to be looking into getting some form of counseling. And areas like where I'm standing is exactly where that counseling comes in from. So we are going to get to hear more about that story in terms of how far the Premier has gone. But I'm going to bring in someone who has to deal with such cases on a daily basis. And we understand that you're going to be counseling and you continue to counsel a lot of victims and families in this area. Can you perhaps tell us what role exactly do you play in ensuring that the victim gets the sort of justice that they need and that their lives go back to maybe a new normal, which is not exactly where they started?
Okay, thank you so much. The Thuthuzela Centers seeks to restore the dignity of the survivors, but our main aim is to turn the victims into survivors. We are able to do that through the social workers who are providing social services, psychosocial support to the survivors. When necessary, the referrals are done where we feel that the survivor needs to be referred to a place of safety for their safety. And as NPA as well, we do provide the witness protection services where we feel that the survivor's life is at risk. So the support for psychosocial is very important because if the person did not receive counseling, then they will not be able to go to court and give their evidence in court or testify for that matter because they will not be emotionally stable, they will be still crying and they won't be able to tell their story. The Thuthuzela Centers, they are victim-centered and court-directed. So, however, when survivors do come here, they do receive the package of services, which includes the doctor's forensic examination, which includes the nursing doing what we call pre- and post-counseling in terms of managing HIV and AIDS. As we know that there are people who contract HIV and AIDS through rape if they did not report to the Thuthuzela Center within 72 hours. So when we do awareness campaigns, we advise people that should they are exposed to rape or gender-based violence, they are able to walk into the Thuthuzela Center or a healthcare clinic, because we understand that not every area will have a Thuthuzela Center, but where there's a Thuthuzela Center, they can walk in a Thuthuzela Center. Our Thuthuzela Center is open 24 hours, is able to provide all these services at once.
And I mean, we hear of a story of a grade 12 that's just recently gone through quite a lot of gender-based violence that has happened in Umlazi. And we understand that Umlazi is currently also identified as a hotspot. Are you seeing more and more people coming in that are saying that there's so much gender-based violence happening in this area?
The areas depend where the area is, and it also fluctuates. You find out you cannot specifically say it's Umlazi at this specific time. As a Prince Mshini Hospital, the catchment area is huge. It goes as far as Umgababa, as far as Ufolweni, Intsimbini, KwaMakhutha, and so forth. So this month it will happen in KwaMakhutha. This month it will happen in Umlazi. Nonetheless, every person who has been violated, they deserve a right to be brought to the Thuthuzela Center and have all the assistance that they can get. When we finally get the survivor, we will be able to accept the survivor and provide such services. But for now, that matter is being dealt with at the higher level.
And I mean, if the survivor does come here, tell me, why is it important that they get this kind of assistance, them and their family?
It is very important because when people have been abused, they don't find closure. We've had women who are now married, who were abused at a younger age, and then now they are married, they have a husband, and then at a particular day, then she just feels like she can just lash out and so forth. So if you have not dealt with the past and have not healed, you need the psychosocial support to be able to walk the journey and be able to find closure. Be it that the person chooses to open a case or not, it is their choice. As Tutu Zelake Center, we table all the services that we have, and it is up to the survivor if they want to open a case or not open the case.
Does the survivor ever heal though, Mama?
This is why we're saying it's a journey. We have survivors who walk in here and give testimonies and say, thank you so much, this place has assisted me, I've walked the journey. And as I mentioned earlier to the other gentleman, that it gives hope when the survivor walks through this door and then you can see that she is smiling, she's coming back for the social worker's appointment, or she's coming for the psychologist's appointment or the doctor's appointment, and she's smiling. Then you know this person has hope, she believes in this place, as I am getting help, I will be helped. So we believe that we are making a difference in the victims' lives.
Making a difference in the victims' lives. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Wamfundo, you can hear there the Thuthuzela Centre is one of those centres that have to deal with the psychological, the mental strain that comes from that violation that happens to a person's life, especially when they have to deal with gender-based violence. But at this point, we are waiting to hear from the Premier in case of how far the case of this grade 12 is, because we do understand that it's exam time. Is she going to finish exams? We are going to find out from the Premier as she visits this area and also gets to speak to more victims about how far their lives have gone and what is it that they would need assistance going forward.
All right, Nqobile, thank you very much for that update. That's a reporter, Nqobile Madlala.